If you ever gone for a bike ride where your legs just stop working halfway through, there's a good chance it wasn't your fitness, it was your fueling. Hi, I'm Filip from ROUVY. Today I want to show you a simple way to think about cycling nutrition, especially for longer summer rides, let's say 2 to 4 hours. We will go step by step through what to eat before you ride, what to do during the ride itself, and how to recover afterwards, so you actually feel stronger next time. Nothing complicated, just what works in the real world. So let's start before you even get on the bike. A lot of riders just grab something random and hope for the best, and that usually comes back to hurt them later. What you want to eat, ideally about 3 hours before your ride, is a meal that's mostly carbohydrates with a bit of protein and not too much fat or fiber. The reason is pretty simple. Carbs are your main fuel on the bike. That's what your body will burn first. Foods high in fat or fiber slow things down in your stomach, which is not what you want when you are about to go ride. So think of something easy to digest, like rice with some chicken, pasta with a light sauce, oatmeal with a banana, and maybe some yogurt. Nothing fancy, just something your body can actually use. Now, depending on the ride, you can adjust this a little. If you are going out for a steady 2-hour ride, you don't need to overthink it. Just a normal portion is fine. But if you know it's going to be longer, closer to 4 hours, maybe with intervals or climbs even, then it makes sense to increase your carbs a bit. Not extreme carb loading like before a race, but just say a bit more rice, a bit more pasta, maybe an extra piece of bread. You are basically topping up your fuel tank. Sometimes you don't have a 3-hour pre-ride window. Maybe your ride is going to be early in the morning. In this case, keep it light and simple. About 30 to 60 minutes before you start riding, go with something like a banana, a small piece of toast with honey, or an energy bar. You are not trying to fully fuel here. You are just giving your body something to work with, so you don't start empty. Now, once you are actually on the bike, this is where things really start to matter, because this is the part that most riders underestimate. They eat a little, maybe when they feel hungry, and then they wonder why the last hour of the ride feels terrible. The problem here isn't really what they eat, it's when and how much. Because once your energy starts dropping, it's actually quite hard to bring it back up while you are still riding. So instead of reacting to hunger, you want to stay ahead of it. And that's where one simple guideline helps a lot. For rides longer than about 90 minutes, you should be aiming for somewhere between 60 and 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour. I know that number can sound high if you have never tracked it before, but this is what allows you to keep your energy stable instead of slowly fading. Now, you don't have to hit 90 grams straight away. If your rides are more relaxed or you're just getting used to eating on the bike, around 60 grams per hour is already a big improvement. If the ride is harder, longer, or it's really hot, then you should move closer to 90 grams per hour. Think of it as a range, not a strict rule. What matters more is that you are consistent and that you start early. So what does 60 to 90 grams actually look like in real life? It can be pretty simple. An energy bar and a banana could get you close to 60. If you are aiming higher, you might add any gel or use a drink mix with carbs. A lot of riders like to combine sources, some carbs from drinks and some from solid food. It's easier on the stomach and it's easier to manage. Also, many sport nutrition products use a mix of different types of carbs like glucose and fructose, which helps your body absorb more. But honestly, you don't need to overcomplicate it. The main thing is that you are getting enough in. Now let's talk about drinking, especially in the summer. When it's hot, you are not just losing water, you are also losing electrolytes, mainly sodium. If you only drink plain water for a long ride, especially a sweaty one, you may start to feel weak or just off. So for longer rides, it makes sense to include electrolytes in at least one of your bottles. A very simple setup that works for most people is this: one bottle with water and one bottle with carbs and electrolytes. And then you add in a bar or a gel depending on how many carbs you still need. And that's it, you don't need a complicated system. Okay, let's say you have finished your ride. This part is often overlooked, but it can make a big difference, especially if you are riding regularly. Right after a longer or harder session, your body is ready to absorb nutrients quickly. So ideally, you want to eat within about 30 minutes. You don't have to panic if it's a bit later, but earlier is better. What you are aiming for here is a combination of carbohydrates and protein. A simple way to think about it is a roughly 4:1 ratio of carbs to protein. Carbs help refill your energy stores. Protein helps your muscles recover. So something like a recovery shake, yogurt with fruit, rice with eggs, or even chocolate milk can work really well. Again, simple is fine. Then, within a couple of hours, you can eat a proper meal, something balanced with carbs, protein, and some fats. That's what really completes your recovery. And just like before the ride, don't forget to drink. If it was hot and you lost a lot of fluid, keep drinking until you're properly rehydrated. So if we zoom out and keep this really simple, before the ride, you are filling the tank with carbs. During the ride, you are topping it up continuously. And after the ride, you are refilling it and repairing. That's the whole system. And the nice thing is, once you get this right, the difference is obvious. Your energy stays more stable, your last hour on the bike feels stronger, and your recovery is faster. If you found this useful, give the video a like and subscribe to the ROUVY channel for more practical tips. Hungry for more? Check the next video right here. And if you have your own fueling strategy or something that works really well for you, share it in the comments. It's always interesting to see what others are doing. Keep going, and we will see you in the next video.